And as you come back down to the surface, I want you to tell me the very first thing that you become aware of below you, or the very first impression that you have as you come back down to the surface.
I'm off a cloud, but I'm nowhere.
Okay. Just allow yourself to set the intention that you're traveling down to the surface. And when you reach it, an awareness, a knowing, or perhaps even a visual image may surprise you. And what are you experiencing now?
Just seeing a swirl, like a funnel.
Mm-hmm.
Feels like I'm in the middle of a tornado.
And is there anything else around that you're becoming aware of?
It's just swirling around, just high winds.
And what is the sensation that you have as you're standing in the middle of that swirling tornado?
I can't move. I'm stuck. I'm scared.
And as you take your next breath, you're going to feel a wave of relaxation flowing all through your body. And you will begin to become aware of information without it negatively affecting you. So tell me what else is coming into your awareness.
No, it's just all dark.
The tornado or that swirling sensation, is it still anywhere near you or around you?
No, it's just very quiet.
Okay. And so as you're standing there, in your mind, open your eyes and begin to get comfortable with that darkness, and perhaps begin to distinguish certain things that you're going to see. You will also begin to sense certain things, information, awareness, and you will just know where you are and what is happening.
These buildings are just torn out and it doesn't even look like anything. It's just debris everywhere.
Mm-hmm. And is it light or dark?
It's like sunset.
The buildings are destroyed?
Yeah, everything's flattened.
And what are the buildings made out of?
Wood.
Okay. What I'd like you to do is just look down at where your feet are and tell me what you see wearing on your feet.
Slippers. Leather slippers.
And become aware of your body and tell me what you're wearing on your body.
A dress that's long, down to my calves.
Do you notice the color?
Checkered.
What fabric is it made of?
Cotton.
Are you in a male or a female body?
Female.
Young or old?
In my 20s.
Okay. Are you healthy?
Yes. Just banged up right now.
And tell me what just happened to you.
Just a big storm. Destroyed everything. I can't find anybody. I hear cries, but I can't find anybody.
Was it a tornado?
I think so.
And so I'd like you to just walk around. And as you continue walking down the street, describe to me what you're seeing.
The house is gone, the barn is gone, and I just hear screams. And I can't find anybody.
Can you go to where the screams are coming from?
There's so much noise from the storm, it's hard to figure out.
Is the storm still nearby?
Just the wind is still blowing really loud.
Okay. As you take your next breath, you're going to feel a wave of relief and comfort. And now, as you look around, Tell me what used to be there before the storm. There was a house and a barn, you said?
Yes.
That was your house?
Yes.
Were there any other houses around?
No.
And who lived in that house?
I think my husband, maybe my parents.
And you?
Yes.
And so it's your family's screams that you're hearing?
Yeah. I'm screaming too, where are you, where are you, I can't see you.
Try to think where they were before the storm started. You'll be able to see everybody before the storm hit.
In the cellar of the house.
Okay. All of you?
Everybody but my husband. He was out at the barn trying to get to the animals.
I see. How did you end up outside?
Just when the house blew out, the cellar doors blew open.
So is the whole house gone?
Yes.
Did the others stay in the cellar or they ended up outside as well?
I don't know, I can't find them.
Okay. On the count of 3, you're going to move forward in time to the moment that you find someone. 1, 2, and 3. Tell me who you find.
I find my dad.
And is he okay?
No, he's gone.
I'm sorry. Where did you find him?
He was under some wood.
And what do you do next?
And then I find my mom. She's close by him. But she's alive. She's hurt, but she's doing all right. She's just shaken up.
Okay. And what do you do next?
I start screaming for my husband. So I knew he was in the barn. I'm afraid to go find him.
Okay. As you take the next breath, you will be able to feel a gentle separation so that you can observe what's happening and feel really peaceful and relaxed inside your physical body. And so as you continue to observe what's happening, let's move to the next significant moment in this day. 1, 2, and 3. Tell me what's happening.
I found my husband.
Is he okay?
No, he's dead.
I'm sorry. Where did you find him?
Back in the barn, there's some debris, and I saw his leg. He's not breathing. He's gone.
And so is it just you and your mom that are left?
Yes.
And what happens next?
I just start tending to her. I think she broke her arm, so I put it in a sling for her. She's bleeding on her head, but she's fine.
And you're not physically hurt at all?
No, just banged up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what to do now. I live out in the country and no vehicles. I can't get to anybody. But I'm sure neighbors will come and find us eventually.
And what kind of vehicle do they have?
And it's just a wagon.
Okay. And you don't have a wagon?
It's destroyed now.
Okay, I see. And what is the closest town, perhaps, that you live next to, or village? Or where are you located?
It's very hilly. We have 50 to 100 acres, and that's just our farmland. It's just rolling hills. It's very pretty.
Do you go out into town or to other places for supplies and things like that?
Yes, yes.
Where do you go?
It's just a little town.
What's the name of it?
I want to say Oakland.
And where is this town located?
Maybe Wyoming.
Okay. So on the count of 3, we're going to move to the next day after the storm. 1, 2, and 3. Tell me what is happening.
I'm just trying to still take care of my mom. Give her something to eat and drink. We have a stream, so I went down to get some water and trying to tend to her wounds. She's got a gash on her head. Trying to bandage it up for her. My dad and my husband, their bodies are still laying there because I don't know what to do with them. I can't move them. I just don't even know where to begin, what to do.
Let's move to the moment when things begin to fall into place, or you can actually take the next step. 1, 2, and 3. Tell me what's happening.
Yeah, some of the folks from in town, they, of course, knew the storm, so they were making their rounds, checking on all of us. So they did come, finally, to help me.
How long did it take for them to get there?
Closer to the evening of the day after. They took my mom and me into the town, and they said that they would tend to my dad and my husband.
And where do you go in town?
They took us to the church, where some other people who were injured, not too bad. Some of them just lost their home, but the church is kind of a shelter. We have people bringing food and clothing and helping us.
Did the storm go through the town?
Not everybody was hit. There was just a path.
Mm-hmm.
But there were just a few families that were affected.
How big is the town? How many people live there?
It's small. 100 people.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell me about your relationship with your husband? How did you get along?
He hadn't been married very long. That's why we were living with my parents. We were just getting started, farming the land, helping out, because we were going to inherit that land. And he was fun, and we got along wonderful.
Where did you meet?
Just in the town, school, and we just grew up together.
I see. Tell me about the farming. What did you do with all that land?
We did some beans, potatoes, corn. We had some cattle as well. Not a lot, but just enough to use.
And did all 4 of you work in the fields?
I don't think I did. And my mom didn't. We hired some people to help out, because my dad was getting older. He just knew he couldn't do it all himself. So I would go into the town and work at the school, actually.
Tell me about your work.
I helped teach.
Were you a teacher, or were you helping a teacher?
It started out that I was a student and then an assistant, and then the teacher asked me to take over.
And who were you teaching?
All the kids that were in the town. All the ones that went to school. Because not all of them went to school. Some of them had to work on it at their homes.
Did they all study together?
Yes.
All of the ages?
Yes.
So how did you manage to teach all of them at different ages?
I must have had a natural instinct to do that.
Did they all learn the same thing?
At different levels, but we would kind of separate them out, and I'd have assistants as well.
And how long was the school day?
Not very long, because the kids had to do their chores in the morning, and they had to get back home, so it's maybe 4 hours a day.
And how many days a week?
We tried to do 4 or 5 days.
All year round, or were there breaks?
There were breaks in the wintertime. It's just too harsh for the kids to be able to come to school.
What about when there was harvesting season?
Yeah, harvesting. Yeah, it was shorter.
Okay. How did you like the job?
I loved it. I enjoyed working with the kids and them coming to me asking questions. I just loved seeing their eyes light up when people, a light bulb went off in their head that they got it finally. It was fun. It was very rewarding.
Who paid your salary?
I don't know.
Do you know how you got paid?
Sometimes it was coins. And then the parents of the kids would give me things. That's kind of what we do. We just kind of exchange, trade, whether it be cloth or material or tools, or, that's just what you did. But I did get some coins, so.
And what year is it that the storm comes?
Like in the early 1800s, 1826.
Okay. So I'd like you, on the count of 3, to move to the time when the town has recovered from the storm and perhaps you have taken the next steps in your life. 1, 2, and 3. And tell me what's going on.
I'm leaving.
Where are you going?
I'm going to go to a bigger city. There's nothing in this town for me anymore. My mother has died now.
She did. Why?
It was years later. It wasn't from the storm. I think she just lost her will to live.
So after the storm, where did you all stay?
Eventually they rebuilt a little shack for me, but it was just me and my mom, so they didn't put much effort into it because it wasn't a big family. I didn't have children or anything, so I felt unappreciated, They didn't care about us as much as they did the other families.
What about teaching?
Well, that's what surprised me. It was like, but I think they were looking more at the families that they needed to reestablish it. It was just me and my mom. I think we were going to be fine, so they gave us minimal to help rebuild it. But it was enough. Right. They're very appreciative of it. But it wasn't anything like what we had before.
So where was this shack built?
Oh, back on our land.
And what happened to your farm or your land?
The barn was gone. It wasn't farming anymore. It was literally just the land and the little house that Mom and I lived in. And so I worked, continued to work and tried to survive. But then when Mom died, I couldn't take care of the land anymore, So I was selling it, and I was taking that money and I was going to go try something new. I needed to get away from those memories. There was just nothing left for me.
So did you sell it?
Yeah, I was able to. I didn't get a lot. People can't afford that, but it was enough for me to start a new life.
How much did you sell it for?
I don't know, but I thought it was below the value of it. Well, enough for me.
Okay.
I was fine, because I knew I was going to be able to find work.
And how many years has it been since the storm?
Probably 10 years.
How old are you now?
I think mid-30s.
Okay. And so where are you heading?
There's a town about 100 miles away.
Is it in the same state?
No, I don't think it is. I think it's more east.
So as you approach this town, I wonder if you can see the welcome sign that will tell you the name of the town?
No, I can't see anything.
Okay. Do you know the name of it?
I can't think of it.
Okay, that's fine. It will come to you later. Just move to the time that you come to the town. 1, 2, and 3, and tell me what's going on.
I like it. There's life.
Mm-hmm.
I needed life in me. People were happy, and I needed this change.
So what do you see around you? What does this town look like?
It's more established. People are dressed nicer. They're busy and established stores. It's just much newer than what our little country town was.
And what do you do when you get there?
I go to the store first. I just start talking, introduce me. They, of course, know I'm new. Ask me where I came from and what I'm doing, and I was telling them I'd like to possibly stay. So they guided me to the hotel so I can get a room. So I'm walking around, I'm just beaming, I'm smiling. I like this feeling that people aren't just existing, they're living.
And what do you decide to do?
I start walking around and introducing myself to people and asking if there's any work. So at the diner, they needed a waitress, so I started helping them a little bit. I told them what I did. I was a teacher. And they said they were looking for another teacher. Oh gosh, that made my day. I just felt that God sent me there for a reason, and it was perfect timing.
And so did you become a teacher there?
I did, yeah.
And tell me about that. Was that a different experience or very similar to
All these kids are already educated, and it's amazing. And I'm learning from them. They're just so much more advanced, and that's nice. Nice to know that people are using their mind and growing.
How is this school different from your first one? Is it all kids in one group?
No, they've got them separated, and there's lots of books and paper and pencils and just much more supplies. It's very, very nice.
And do you teach a particular age group or a subject?
I'm teaching more of the younger group, just because the older group, they're too much more advanced for me right now.
Okay.
I'm going to have to work my way up to them. But I'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
Just working with the younger kids. They're so much fun.
Wonderful. And how was your life? Did you find a place to stay outside of the hotel?
Not yet. I'm still getting established. I don't want to rush into anything. I want to find where I want to be. I don't know if I want to be right in town or just on the outskirts. I think I want to be a little bit out, but I don't want any farmland by no means. Just a small plot of land. Just some flowers and a little garden for vegetables. There's rumors that there might be one coming out, and so I'll wait.
Have you made any friends, met any interesting people there in town?
Yes, some are very nice. Some are kind of scary looking. I hang out with a lot of them.
Are you ready to meet another man and perhaps have another relationship?
I'm scared too. I don't want to lose anybody again. That was too hard.
And so on the count of 3, you're going to feel relief and relaxation flowing through you. And you will move to the next significant moment in that life. 1, 2, and 3. What are you noticing?
I'm still working. I'm older. I think I'm getting ready to finish teaching. There's a new young girl. She wants to come up, so it's time for that transition.
And how old are you now?
I'd say in my 50s.
Mm-hmm. So you have stayed in the same town?
I have, yeah, I really enjoy this. It's home.
Have you gotten a house?
I did, yeah. Just right outside of town. I can walk into town, it's not that far.
Mm-hmm.
Nice little house for me.
So I'd like you to just imagine yourself standing in front of your house and describe it to me.
It's cute, it's white. A steeple roof. Front porch. I have a fence around it, so I can have my flowers and a little garden. It's enough.
And go ahead and enter the house. And tell me what you see inside.
It's not very big. It's got a kitchen, a sitting area, and a dining room table, and a fireplace. And you go upstairs. There's actually 2 rooms upstairs.
Are they bedrooms?
Yes.
Who lives in this house?
Me.
Just you by yourself?
Yeah.
Have you had any other relationships in the years that's gone by?
Some flirting going on, but never, no relationships.
Was it because you didn't meet anybody you liked, or because you were always afraid of losing them?
I think both. There were a couple guys, but when they moved, they're my age. Most of the men were already married. The only time is if somebody new came into town, but a lot of times they were just passing through.
On the count of 3, let's move to the time when you finished teaching. And what do you do after that with your time? 1, 2, and 3. What happens next?
Actually, not much. I just socialized. I attended the picnics in church, and the women, we would have sewing clubs or whatever. Not much.
And how do you feel about that time in your life?
Just a little disappointed that all the hopes and dreams I had for my life kind of didn't evolve into a family or anything. I'm still alone. It could be my fault, but it's fine. I mean, I was happy and content, but not fulfilled.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so on the count of 3, you're going to move to the last day of that life. 1, 2, and 3. Tell me what's happening around you.
I'm laying on the bed
Where are you?
in my house.
And are you alone, or is anybody else with you?
And some of the women are with me.
Okay. And why are you in bed?
I'm just old.
How old are you?
In my 70s, late 70s.
Okay. So you don't have any illness?
No.
Okay. What are the women doing around you?
They're tending to me, holding my hand, and crying and praying.
And do you talk to each other?
I'm not really talking.
Are they talking to you?
I think they're talking more amongst themselves, but every once in a while tending to me.
Okay. So you're just drifting away?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're so nice.
And how are you feeling in that moment?
I'm ready.
So allow your spirit to begin to drift out of your body with the next breath. And look down at your body and all the people that are gathered around you. And what do you see is happening?
The women are weeping. They weep for a little bit, but then they tend to the duties that they need to do. Mm-hmm.
And how are you feeling as you're looking down at all that?
I really appreciated them. They were really good women and good friends.
Wonderful. And as you shift your attention more to the side of the spirit, you may become aware of somebody welcoming you back home.
Like, what's the...
Mm-hmm. And just give yourself a moment to reconnect and embrace.
It's so good to see
I want you to just briefly look back at that life that you just left and become aware of the purpose or the experiences that you wanted to have.
To be independent, to be strong, and be able to take care of myself.
Do you feel from the spirit perspective that you were successful at that?
Yes. It wasn't as happy, but I did that. It wasn't fulfilled.
So I want you to specifically look at the impact of your husband's death on you and the fact that you lost him in the storm. From a higher perspective, do you see it making a lasting impact on you?
Yes. Because our love was so strong. I can't ever imagine letting that pain go. It hurt me deeply.
Do you see it coming in with you into this life, your current life as well?
Yes.
So what I'd like you to do now is to see if you're ready to begin to let go of it and open your heart again and begin to trust again. Knowing and understanding that it was just a one-time experience and it does not have to replicate itself. Are you ready to let go of it?
Yes.
So I'm going to just touch the center of your chest and I want you to imagine that it begins to open up. As though there's a beautiful flower that begins to open in the center of your chest. And as it opens up, there's a vortex of energy, just like that tornado that you experienced, except this one is a beautiful and positive vortex of energy. And as your husband stands there with you in spirit, I wonder if he's going to support you and help you open your heart so that through that vortex of energy, your fear begins to vent out as though it's blown out. The flower continues to open so that more beautiful, powerful energy comes through that heart center. And I wonder if you can imagine that there was a wound in your heart that did not heal for a very, very long time. And that wound begins to heal now. The tissue comes together, repairs itself. The blood vessels reconnect. Healthy color returns to the tissue and the skin. And the heart begins to pump healthy, vital blood through your body. And as that wound repairs itself and your body heals, the deep ache and pain that used to be there simply leaves, flows away. And in place of it, there is now a peaceful, comfortable feeling of openness, of anticipation, of excitement about the possibilities, the potentials, excitement about love being in your heart. And I'd like you to turn to your husband there in spirit and get his reaction. He may say something to you, perhaps you'll just see him and know his reaction to what you're doing. What are you seeing?
He's smiling and nodding his head. He said, "You should have done that a long time ago."
That's right. So by doing that, you're not betraying his memory. You're honoring the love that's there. And how are you feeling now? Is that ache gone?
Yeah, because I felt like I would have been betraying him.
Are you okay now with experiencing that love again?
Yeah.
And I wonder if you can become aware now, the soul of your husband, if you have been with him in other incarnations.
I'm sure I have been, because it was so strong.
Is there anything else that you need to say to each other with the soul of your husband? Or do you feel complete at the moment?
Just telling him I'm sorry I couldn't help him. I really missed him terribly.
And he knows that, doesn't he?
Yeah. But I had that guilt.
Right, and that's a heavy load to carry, especially when you take it with you across lives. Is it okay for you to let go now?
Yeah. Because I know he's fine.
So just give him another embrace, another kiss, knowing that you are together for as long as you choose to be, and you're not saying goodbye to him and you're not losing him. And with that, I'd like you to allow him to begin to fade away. And I'd like you to begin to drift away, allowing them to go on as you're drifting, and begin to move to another, and you're going to appropriate time to shift, letting go and examine. To another most appropriate time and place for you to look at it, so that concern, find space, and guidance. In the next standing again on the surface, you're going to find yourself 1, 2, and 3. And tell me the first thing that you see as you find yourself on this new surface.
I see just brightness. I can't see anything right now.
Okay. And as that brightness becomes more clear, things will begin to come into focus, as though you were looking through a lens that was out of focus. And you will begin to be more aware of what is happening around you. Tell me what you're noticing.
I was just seeing such bright lights, I can't get past that.
Okay. I'd like you just to look down, look at your feet, and tell me what you're wearing on your feet.
I'm wearing sandals.
And as you become more aware of your body, what are you wearing on your body?
Like a robe.
What color?
Gold and red.
How long is the robe?
Calves to ankle.
Is there anything else on your body?
Some gold bands on.
And what is the robe made out of? What fabric?
It's very heavy. Like a heavy silk. It's very, very pretty.
Are you in a male or a female body?
Female.
Young or old?
I'd say young 30s.
Are you healthy?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Tell me about the armbands.
They're just white gold bracelets.
Okay. Are you aware now of what those bright lights were?
I'm not sure. They're still a little bit there.
So that's okay. Become aware of where you are.
I'm inside. The floor is very smooth and marbly.
Anything else other than the floor?
The ceilings are very, very high. It's a big room. Kind of dark, but it's still light because of the shiny floor.
How does the light get into the room?
I think that light was coming from somebody had opened up the doors.
Are there any windows?
Maybe a few of them. It's very high, but nothing I can look out.
Is the room lit up with sunlight or some other source of light?
It's sunlight.
How does the sunlight enter the room?
Except there's some windows at the top.
Okay. And what is this room? Where are you?
It looks like it's part of my house. Like a meeting room or something. Because people are tuning to me.
What is your role in that house?
There must be a ruler on the head of the house because it has servants.
What do the servants look like?
They're kneeling. I'm washing my feet. And one is just kind of waiting to see if I need anything.
How are they dressed?
In white robes with belts that are made of rope.
And when they tend to you, what is it that they do for you?
So the one is washing my feet. I'm standing.
Okay.
The other one is holding a tray with a pillow on it.
What is this pillow for? Why are they washing your feet? Are they preparing you for something, or what's happening?
I must be waiting on somebody. I feel like I'm being final, prepping of something, of an appointment meeting.
Okay. So on the count of 3, the preparations will be over, and you will move to the time when whatever they were preparing you for will take place. 1, 2, and 3. What is happening?
The door's open again. A figure walking towards me. It's so bright, so I can just see a silhouette. I'm nervous.
Why are you nervous?
Because I don't know what to expect. This is a very important meeting.
Why is it important?
There's going to be some negotiations going on.
About what? Tell me more about it.
Yeah, he's a ruler of a different area, and there's talk of us merging together. Maybe marriage.
What area is he ruling over?
It's territory close to us, so if we merged our 2 kingdoms together, we could be more mighty.
What does he call his kingdom?
Tribute.
Tribute, okay. And what is your kingdom called?
Sierra.
And where are you located in the world?
Someplace where it's hot.
Is there a sea or an ocean close by?
I sense there is, but not right by. But it's close enough.
Okay. Do your people trade with other lands that are across the water?
I think that's why I want to merge with this. He's closer to the water. So he's got those maritime resources. And I have more of the gold and the minerals. So the access to be able to trade that would be better, with the naval ships.
Who are you interested in trading with?
Just heard that there's other territories that are on the other side of the waters that are opportunities.
So, as he's moving towards you, what is your feeling about this arrangement? What would you like to get out of this meeting?
I'm hopeful. I hope it is a success to merge.
What does the merging mean for you?
More power. Taking care of my people.
Have you met this man before?
No.
So you're ready to marry him without having ever met him?
That's why I'm nervous. I don't know how I'll feel about it.
Are you willing to marry him even if you don't like him?
No.
Is this your idea, or were you advised to do this?
It was advised. It was my counselor works with me. But they're the ones that were starting to put these negotiations together, and I'm willing to listen.
What do they call you? What is your position?
Just Her Majesty.
You're a queen?
Yeah, I'm a queen.
Let's allow those few last seconds to pass, and so as the man approaches you, describe to me how your meeting goes.
I'm actually very excited. I like him. I thought he was going to be much sterner and mean, but he's not. He's very caring, and I like him. It's a good feeling.
Do you have any age difference?
No, we're about the same. He's probably in early 30s. I'm not sure if I'm late 20s or early 30s, but we're both young.
Mm-hmm.
And compatible. He's handsome.
What happens in the next day or so?
There's flirting going on, which is nice. makes it actually kind of comfortable. Just getting to know each other first before really talking and negotiating. Because you got to have that relationship first before you can build anything. You got to trust each other.
And when you are together, are there any other people around you, or is it just the two of you?
They're at a distance, but we whisper a lot, and we're taking walks. And they're following me, but they're keeping their distance from us because they know it's very important that we get to know each other and trust each other.
So what kind of things do you whisper about?
Just how silly it is. Mm-hmm. We're trying to be ourselves, but we know people are watching, and we enjoy leading. We just feel that we're helping the people. That's important to both of us. And we both have good hearts. We want the best for our people.
So what do you learn about him that you like?
Just like that he's very self-assured, confident, not ego, but just very strong. I find that very attractive.
Are you not the same?
I am. But I also have that softer side to me. I can play both roles. So the playfulness and the flirting, he likes that, because I'm letting my guard down. And he is too.
So how much time do you have to get to know each other?
It was only about 2 days. But it was good, just to give that trust that we can start talking. And he felt the same too, and that's where we were talking, that we like each other, and you can really see something happening between the two of us.
So move now to the time when you begin to have the real business negotiations.
It's kind of funny because then we get very serious and formal. And we're trying to not smoke or laugh or giggle. Because we're just playing that role, but it's kind of our little secret. But we're kind of performing in front of everybody else and doing the right thing,
Mm-hmm.
And so we go through, we decide we are going to merge the two territories. My people are cheering. They're so happy because they see I'm happy too.
And where would you live when the two of you merge?
I don't think we've discussed that yet. We do need to go visit his territory.
Mm-hmm.
I have been there before, so I kind of have a feel for it. But still going in a more relaxed, comfortable manner to share the news to this community, his peoples.
Now, does he have a family? I mean, relatives, parents?
His father died in battle. Once his father died, his mother's not in control. It was him. So, but she's still alive.
Okay. And what about you? Do you have any family members?
My parents are both gone. And I do have a sister, a younger sister. I think I have I don't have a younger brother. No. I think that's my sister's son.
Mm. Do they live with you in the palace?
Yes.
Okay. And how big is the territory that both of you have? Do you have any sense of how big his territory is and yours?
I think they're pretty equal in size. It's just the resources. He's got the water. I have the minerals. Let's see, maybe 2,000 to 3,000 people in each. It's not really big, but if we merged together, we would be much more mighty and strong.
Okay. Is there any large town or city within each of your territories, or is it all kind of spread out in rural area?
Each of us have our towns, and then it's spread out. And they're different. Mine is more the gold and the marble. It's very, very pretty. His isn't as much. It's by the water. You do have the marble there, not the gold or anything. It's very pretty. It's not as glitzy as mine, but I don't need the gold. I don't need the shiny stuff.
Okay. So on the count of 3, I'd like you to see yourself having a meal, perhaps while he's there. 1, 2, and 3. Tell me what you see.
Vegetables, rice. The meat's a little bit to the side, or set on top of the vegetables. The vegetable just on a big platter.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the meat sitting on top. It's like lamb.
Where are you sitting?
At a table. It's a big table.
How many people are around?
16. It's a big table.
Describe to me what you're seeing.
We're being served.
Are you eating on plates?
Yeah, like pottery plates. The food's very good.
How do you get the food on your plate?
It's in the middle, and my servants, they're dishing it onto our plates. Seems like it's wooden utensils, like a really big wooden spoon. They use just a knife to grab the meat to place it on my plate.
And so what does it taste like? What makes it good?
There are spices to it. Not hot spicy, but just flavorful.
Okay. And as you're eating, what else is happening in the room?
Yeah, everybody's laughing. Everybody's having a good time. There's a harp playing in the back and music. It's nice. It's very pleasant, very festive.
So on the count of 3, I'd like you to move to the next significant event in that life. 1, 2, and 3. Tell me what's happening.
Me and my husband and our kids are playing, and we're happy. It's very nice.
And how old are you now?
40s.
How old are your kids?
6, 3, and a baby.
So you have 3 children.
Yeah.
And where are you now?
Lived where he lived, in his area. It just made more sense.
Okay. So you said it's closer to the water?
Yeah.
What is that source of water? What do you call it?
It's more of it's not the ocean. You know, it's more like a sea. It's a port.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have you been to the port?
I did in the beginning, but I don't care about it.
Can you tell me what you saw there?
A lot of fishing. Some big ships, you know, that would do the trading that they would go on.
What do they look like?
Big ships, you know, the big sails. They're pretty big, yeah.
When they sail on a trading mission, how long does the journey take?
I would think like a month.
To go there and return?
Yes.
Okay. And what kinds of things do they trade?
Well, we've got the gold and the minerals from my original area. We've also got the fishing, you know, from your time. They're trading with other resources that we don't have, maybe oil or, you know, something like that.
Like oil for cooking?
I don't know, black oil, you know, just different, something new that we've never have used, but we hear that that's the new thing that that's what you need.
What do you use it in?
I don't know. My husband takes care of that. I don't know what it's all about. I don't pay attention.
So let's return back to you and your husband and your 3 children. Are you inside or outside?
We are inside our courtyard.
And how are you dressed?
Dressed very nice, but not in that heavy gold silk stuff. It's more of a light linen, white, but still very, very pretty. It has gold threading on it and very elegant.
What are you playing with your children?
Well, they're just playing with the sticks and running around and jumping on some of the big rocks, and they're just having fun. They're being little kids. Little water, little pond that they play in. My son's acting like he's got the boats now, and he's playing in that little water. They're so cute.
So tell me about your relationship with your husband.
It's very loving.
So it sounds like you let him take care of business a lot?
I do. I'm fine with that. I enjoy being with the children. I like being powerful, but it's fine. He can do it. And with the kingdom, you're going to get more power with a male figure than a woman figure anyway. But I still, we did discuss business, but he's the voice of us.
And so what kind of things have you been able to implement together since you merged your kingdoms?
Being able to bring the people together. Mm-hmm. They were never enemies by no means, but they just didn't know each other. So just bringing them together and bond. And it was more of my doing. I think I'm more of the people person.
How did you do it?
Just tending to their needs and listening to them. What do they want? What do they need? And what do they want to be? And sharing the similarities between the two. And showing that they have common interests. And that really helped them a lot. And introducing them to some of the new foods, some of the ways to live, and they like that. The merger was pretty good. You've got some of those people who are resistant. You're always going to have that.
So how did you do that with the people? Did they come to you, or did you go out into the community and talk to people?
I went out to the community. I would bring some of the people from my community that I thought would be good influencers with us, and bringing some of what we do to his community and just sharing. That's where, at their level, they were able to start exchanging and understanding and socializing, so that they felt comfortable, and then they took it back and discussed that. And then we had his people come to my community and do the same thing. So it was slow, but at the same time it didn't take too long. It was really good. It went very well. And I think it's just because they saw my husband and I merge together too, and that we were their role models. And they liked that, and that we felt united and we felt very happy.
Okay. Are there any difficulties with the lands outside of you, or any issues that you're dealing with?
Well, the reason we merged together was just to be stronger, because there was another mighty force that was trying to take over, steal some of our gold, or getting entry into the sea. Mm-hmm. So we were able to unite and be more powerful, and it kind of subdued them a little bit. They're still there, and we've got to keep an eye on them. They're not as powerful as they were with us being separate. That helps our communities, our people to appreciate that, and we're willing to come together and knowing that we're much stronger.
Wonderful. So now, on the count of 3, I'd like you to move to the next significant event in that life. 1, 2, and 3. Tell me what you see.
Well, my son, he's on the big ships now. I knew he was going to go there just like his daddy. And he's very happy, he's very good. He's like his dad, he's very strong and very handsome. I'm very proud of him. Everybody loves him.
Is he your oldest son?
He is my oldest.
And what do you call him?
Pipe.
Is he a captain of a ship?
Yeah, he's in his late 20s now, and he's a leader on that ship, definitely. I don't know if he's the captain yet, but he's going to be there very soon. So maybe he's a co-captain.
So what is happening on this day?
He's making his first sail, so he's just so excited and so happy and beaming, and I'm very proud of him. So we're all standing on the shore, the harbor, just watching the ship.
And where is he sailing to?
He's sailing off to the other ports where the oil is and the other resources are. Yeah, and it's pretty safe. I'm not fearful of him going. We've done it enough. I haven't done it, of course, but they've done it enough that they got a good relationship between the ports. So it's good.
Good. So is everything still going all right in the kingdom?
Yes, very nice, very nice. It's flourishing. They're all such good people, hard workers, and just happy. It's a good life.
Wonderful.
And we try to make it as good life for them as possible. And they see that. We share as much as we can with them. You know, even though I had the gold and everything at the old territory, it didn't mean anything to me. I'm not materialistic, so I just want to be able to share it with people and make them feel good.
So on the count of 3, you're going to move to the last day in that life. 1, 2, and 3. Where are you?
My bed.
And are you ill?
I don't think I'm ill. I just sense I'm just old and weak.
How old are you?
I've led a good life. I'm in my late 70s.
Is there anybody next to you?
My son and my daughters and their kids and family. They're all there. It's very nice.
And your husband?
No, he's passed on before.
How long ago?
I would say maybe 5 years ago. It wasn't too long, but I just didn't want to live too much longer without him. But I love my kids. My son is so groomed to be the king. He's ready. And he's taking the lead.
After your husband's passing, who took on the leadership role?
I was for a while. Both territories, they love me. And they know that I was a strong leader. And I stepped up to the plate and I did that. But my son, I was grooming him for it as well, so it's time. I'm too old to be doing it. I don't have the strength to be aware of what's really happening. You know.
As your family's gathered around you, are they saying anything to you?
It's actually very happy. It's not sad. Because I'm still aware. I can hardly talk, but their focus is just remembering the good memories and laughing and being silly. And that's nice. Because I want them to be happy with my passing, not to be sad.
With the next breath, as you feel a wave of comfort flowing through your body, allow your spirit to lift out and rise above your body. And as you look down at your body and the people around you, what do you notice and what do you feel?
I I feel so much love. It's a beautiful feeling. Happy.
As you become more aware of yourself as a spirit, there may be someone who is greeting you as you begin to return home. Do you notice anybody?
My husband. I can see his silhouette again. He's approaching me just like Abby did the first day I met him. So happy to see him.
Is there anything that he communicates to you?
She said it's about time. We always have fun.
Good. So just allow yourself to become more and more aware of yourself as a spirit. And as you look back at that life that you just left as a ruler, become aware of what the purpose was for that life.
I wanted love, just a big family, loving and caring family.
Do you feel that life to be a successful experience then?
Yes, very much.
Okay, wonderful. Were there any unfinished lessons or unfinished business that you were going to take to your next incarnation?
I need to spend more time with my girls. I was so focused on my son. My girls were, I thought they were shortchanged a little bit, but we were growing to be the ruler.
Is that why you were more focused on him, or because he was a boy?
Because he was going to be the ruler.
Okay. Allow all of the images to begin to drift away. And now I want all of the consciousness and personality of Anita to once again fully integrate back into the body. I would like to speak to Anita's higher consciousness. I have some questions for you that Anita prepared. Can I ask you some questions? So I know that you could have brought forth many different lifetimes for Anita to see today. But you chose to bring forward a life of a woman whose husband died in a tornado, and then a life of a woman ruler. Can you tell me why you picked those two lives?
Both of those times she was a ruler. She was a leader. Very strong.
Why is that important for her to experience now?
She needed to be strong for herself. Prove that she could do it on her own. And she did that in her one life where she was a teacher, but she was a teacher and a leader, but she limited herself. She didn't allow herself to continue to grow.
Grow in what sense?
Professionally. She settled in that city, but she just didn't want to be anything bigger. You know, she was alone, so she needed to take care of herself, so she was very reserved. She could have went to a bigger city, bigger school, but she didn't. She studied her growth.
So does this have anything to do with her relationships? Because this is one of Anita's questions today. Is there a significance in those particular lives in terms of relationships?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. In her life when I was as a teacher, when her husband died, it broke her heart so much she couldn't love anymore. She was afraid to love. So she limited her ability to live a full life. She just lived a life. You know. When she was the ruler, she had the power. And she had the love, and she had a family. So it was very, very good. She enjoyed that power, but that at the same time, she enjoyed the family just as much. And she was willing to share that power with someone, but she still elevated her power by merging together. And so she continued on. And that's what she needed to do. But she also gained the family and the love.
So I'd like you to relate the lessons from those two lives to her current life situation. What is the message that you're giving her to look at?
She was still holding on to that broken heart. She would try to love, and she wanted to be loved because she knew she had that from the other life as the ruler. She had that beautiful feeling. That's what she was craving. But that broken heart kept pulling her back. She couldn't do it. And I kept telling her to let go, and she would get so close so many times that she would just stop and wouldn't let it happen. Way too many times.
Do you see that she has made a shift now? Is she going to be able to open her heart and experience a greater relationship now?
I do see that now. Yes, absolutely.
Is there a high potential for that, for her in this life?
I do see somebody coming into her life. It may even be her past lives.
So somebody from these two lives or another life?
From the other lives. It was her husband. Actually, both husbands. Probably the same soul.
So you're saying those were one soul?
Yes.
And potentially that soul can come back?
Yes. She has not met that soul yet.
Okay.
In this life.
Okay, wonderful. One of the questions that Anita has is about the purpose for this life. Can you tell her what you planned for her?
Well, I hope she would be able to find that love, but she's just turned so many away. Just learning how to really love others in the way that she should love them, not the way that they want to love her. And she just going in and out of relationships and not taking them serious, not committing to that love.
And is there a change now? Is she able to do that now?
She's getting there, yes.
Okay. Is there more healing, more clearing that she needs to do?
Not much, but still a little bit. She's going to have to test it out. It's up to her if she wants to or not.
Underneath it all, is it the fear of losing them that stops her?
I think so, yes.
Okay. You're saying that the purpose for this life was to experience a powerful love and to let go of the fear?
Yes, and then to build upon the love with her family. She's a good mother. She's very caring. She felt a little guilty when she was gone for a while from them, but she's making up for lost time right now. She's doing very, very good.
Good. So she's getting ready to retire, and she wants to know what should she focus on once she retires, and is this the appropriate location for her to live in, or should she move?
She should stay here. Her children are here, and her grandchildren, and that's what she needs to do. She will meet somebody. So there's no need to move. She's where she should be.
And as far as just occupying her time, is there anything in particular you would suggest?
She's just going to enjoy, in the beginning, spending time with her kids and grandkids. It's really taking that time in this new relationship she's going to get into. So that her love is just going to become more compounded. She will need to do something with her strengths of leadership. That's just in her blood. Maybe she'll teach online. Or just teaching or leading people. She'll continue to do that, but a different form. Like I said, maybe teaching online.
So basically using the skills from those two lives.
Yes.
So one of the things that she has done a lot and she loves doing is travel. And she was wondering if there are specific locations that she should visit.
Yes, she has traveled quite a bit. 54 countries she's been to. She needs to focus on the States as well. She's traveled to a lot of states.
Mm-hmm.
She hasn't made it to the central states, like Oklahoma, feet tall. She should go there.
Why are those important?
Her one life with a bad storm where she lost her husband is there. She needs to go there.
Is Wyoming the right state?
It's more Oklahoma.
So is going there going to help her clear things or remember things?
It will just give her peace.
Okay.
It will feel good, and she will sense that she needed to be there.
Okay, I see. She mentioned that she has a special connection with Egypt. So I'm wondering if the second life, if that took place in that location.
It did. Yeah, she had such power there.
Mm-hmm.
She minimized that power, but she knew that her people loved her. So when she went back to Egypt, as soon as she got there, she could sense that love.
Mm. Okay, so one of the things she's concerned about, even though it doesn't seem to be happening here, but when she meditates, she cannot see color. Or she sometimes has a hard time visualizing things. So can you help her understand if there's a block?
It's just that storm. It was just so dark and black. It scared her.
So it kind of subconsciously kept coming up for her, and she would just be seeing the dark?
Yes, when she's meditating, she's trying to find peace. And she hadn't found peace. She was always still very upset from that storm.
I see. Can you intensify that sense of peace within her right now?
Yes.
And as she continues to meditate, is she going to be able to see things and visualize things?
Yes.
Wonderful, thank you. Along with that, she wants to be able to use her intuition more. She feels like she hasn't really been connecting with it, but I wonder if it comes to her in other forms other than just sort of internal feelings. What would be the best way for her to develop her intuition?
She needs to keep doing what she's doing. She has a meditation music. It's very, very good for her. She's internalizing and finding her true self. She just needs to keep doing what she's doing, and it is working.
Mm-hmm. Now I wonder if you can help her connect briefly with her soul group. She wants to understand who is in her soul group and who from the soul group is in her current life.
I believe her son is now her daughter.
Her son from Egypt?
Yes. Is her oldest daughter now.
And they have traveled together in other lives as well?
Yes. My daughter now, she was my mother.
In Oklahoma?
Yes.
So the one that was the son was also your mother?
Yes.
Anybody else?
I don't think so.
Okay. In terms of her family members, she was wondering if anything should be brought to her attention so she can take care of it.
Her father's elderly and weakening, but she can't stop that. Everybody else seems to be pretty healthy, except for her middle daughter and granddaughter. They've got a lot of ailments, as in allergies, hives, anxiety, asthma.
What is the reason for their conditions? I want to hear it from the soul perspective. What are those symptoms telling them?
Like my granddaughter who has the asthma, she was my father in the storm. He couldn't breathe.
And so there is a way to alleviate her condition in this life if she clears that subconscious memory of her death in the storm.
It should, yes.
Okay. And her daughter?
I don't think there was anything from a past life that carried on to her.
Okay, that's fine. Now, Anita, I wanted to know if the Bible was modified in any way to influence people, and if there will be a time in her lifetime when people move away from religion towards spirituality.
They're already doing that, and the Bible has been changed, but all for good. That's why you have the Old Testament and the New Testament. They weren't together as one book, so it was built upon. So yes, it has been altered.
I think she might be questioning whether religion will completely go away, replaced by something else, or is it going to still stay and just be modified?
It will still be here. It will be a very long time before it goes away completely, but people are moving towards spirituality. Yes.
Okay. She wants to understand more about the coronavirus and if it was accidental or planned.
It was accidental. It was a mistake.
Thank you. So let's do the body scan right now. I'd like you to focus on the top of the head and scan the entire body all the way to the bottoms of the feet. And let me know if there are any areas at all that are off balance or that need attention.
She's just got some scarring inside from various surgeries she's had.
And is that scarring interfering with anything?
On her eyes. Yeah, she's had some surgeries on her eyes.
Can you help with healing that scarring right now?
I can try, but I don't think I will be able to fix it completely.
You can do quite a lot. And if there is any additional work that needs to be done, it can continue. Now, I know that there are psychic surgeons that are available in the spirit world. So can you call upon them right now to help you do the work on the scarring, to dissolve it, to heal it?
Yes.
Talk to me, tell me what's happening, and if you're continuing with the scan as this work continues on the scarring.
She's had surgery on her eyes where they cut them. One of those cuts was infected. It was affecting her right now.
And what are you doing now to heal that scarring?
I'm closing up that tear. And from that surgery makes her eyes very, very dry.
So as you heal the scarring, is that going to help?
Her tear duct needs to be opened more.
Are you opening it?
Yes. Okay, I should do that.
Wonderful.
She has some tears on her liver, but they're fine. And her knee, there's some scarring there too.
Are you going to dissolve that?
Yeah. It doesn't really bother her now, but I can see that it's going to bother her as she gets older. So I'll clean that up.
Okay. Anything else?
No, I don't see anything else of concern.
Okay, wonderful, thank you. She has some issues with dryness of skin and hair also. Can you address that?
That goes back to the storm. Where she and her mother didn't have water for 2 days.
I see. So again, as we're leaving that trauma behind, is there any trauma still left within her that is still affecting her?
I think she will be better.
Okay. So as she's releasing that, she will be able to get the moisture returning to her body.
Yes. She's no longer thirsty. She can stay hydrated.
Wonderful. So thank you very much. Now, before we wrap this up, I'd like to give you an opportunity to send a message directly to Anita if there is anything else that you want to say to her.
She needs to continue to meditate and speak to me. She's getting there, and she's very excited about me. And I am too. She's finally listening to me.
Mm-hmm.
She's still in love with her life. The next portion of her life is going to be very happy and fulfilling for her.
Thank you. So now I'm going to ask the higher consciousness to recede to where it belongs, with much love and thanks for the help and information that it has given Anita today.